He's a cool buck. Sweet November, you never know.
Hey, you ask, you shall receive. Just a buck of a lifetime, guys.
Just like that.
Oh my God, that deer's a giant.
Man, what a morning.
Yes. He's back.
Welcome to November. It's finally here and things are really starting to get good for our team. I'm not hunting today, taking the day off to take my daughter trick-or-treating, but my last couple hunts I've been seeing bucks with those, a lot of lone fawns, which is always a good sign. So things are definitely starting to heat up. Yesterday I actually saw the target buck, a buck we call Dak, and you can keep up with all those daily hunts on our daily channel. But like I said, all of our guys are starting to have really good hunts, and we have a good show this week. Before we dive into that though, I've been getting a lot of questions about the poor man plot that I did earlier in the year. And I just want to provide a quick update on that, so we came out here to just check it out. If you remember, if you watched during the off season, this was basically just an overgrown power line, and I didn't do hardly anything to it other than spray it and broadcast the seed and some fertilizer. But it looks really good, so it's cool just to see the end result of that project, knowing it was very minimal work, just a true poor man plot. I have not hunted this spot yet, but I assume somebody will soon. It's just good to have some food on this property when there wasn't anything before, except for the natural browse, of course. We're gonna kick things off this week by joining Kaleb Greiner. He's been hard at it, hunting for himself some, and then taking other guys as well, as Casey, of course. So he's gonna provide an update on that, and then we're gonna join Grant and Max for a really cool pre-rut hunt. And this one was a fun one. I love seeing these guys do it the right way, working hard for permission, finding spots, trying to learn them in a short amount of time. I love stories like that, so I think you're gonna really enjoy Grant's hunt. As always, thanks for watching, good luck, and be safe.
Hey guys, it's October 31st, and I'm down south doing a little filming for Lee this weekend. You know, earlier this year, we had a new partnership with UC Hunting Properties, and I had the opportunity to go up in Wisconsin on one of their new listings and grab some content for them while we were up there for 3 days. So after a quick 3 days of hunting, we came back here to Iowa with early muzzleloader season opening up, and my girlfriend Casey had a tag. And last year we had a lot of success in early muzzleloader season, so we elected to get the same tag for this year as well. I had a couple deer in mind for her, and one of those bucks was a deer that I call Heavy 10. So on the second evening of early muzzleloader season, Casey and I elected to go out there, and it's just a small draw in size. It's probably about 8 acres, and the beans were just caught on it. We had a few deer come out early, and closer to dark, I looked over to my right and Heavy 10 popped out. Where he popped out was about 300 yards from us, so we had to crawl essentially 150 yards to get a closer shot. Once we snuck up to a good point, Casey got steady, got ready for the shot. Initially, right after the shot, we thought that she hit him because he tucked his tail really hard and just was running away real funny. So we went back home, looked at the footage, and we thought it was a clean miss. Sure enough, an hour later, on the cell cameras, we got a picture of him working a scrape about a mile away to the south. Overall, it was just a really good learning opportunity for Casey. You know, one of the hardest parts in deer hunting that I've had is just calming yourself down before the shot. But we're just both happy that that deer's not injured and he's still roaming the property, so I think we're gonna get another opportunity at that buck. If you guys are following the Heartland show, you'd know that Zach and I are both hunting a deer that we call Prodigy 2.0. And where this deer is another very, very small farm in size. And here about a week ago, Zach and I elected to go out there on a waterway in a standing cornfield and see what we could do. And overall, it was another fun hunt. It was my first time really hunting with a bow on the ground ever. But overall, hunting from the ground with a bow is just a whole new world from tree stand hunting. But going forward, I have a couple deer that I have in mind on the hit list, and both of those deer being Prodigy and hog. I believe I'm going to spend most of my time hunting hog. I've yet to get a picture of him on the cell cameras, but I've encountered him twice now walking in to move cameras from the ground, and he's another great deer that I'd love to wrap my tag around. There's a lot of fun times coming, so stay tuned over the next few shows, and hopefully I can bring you guys some fun encounters over the next couple weeks.
All right, well, Grant and I are loading up to head out, but unfortunately tonight we're not hunting. Rather, we're gonna elect to go drive around and try to get some permission. Something we probably should have done back in summer, but kind of beating up the places we do have pretty hard right now. So we're gonna go do some door knocking. Had a lot of luck growing up doing it. It's just a numbers game, so we're gonna go get after it, knock on a few doors and see if we can come up with some new ground to hunt. Is this just the property or is this his house?
This is both. His house is right here. Going in. Wasn't there? Level B. Ooh. That's a little soft. You gonna go for it? It actually looks kind of dry down there.
If you want big bucks, you gotta get on level B. They don't hang out on the pavement. They hang out only where four-wheel drive vehicles exist. Luckily, we got one. How'd that go?
Hard no. She said somebody already hunts it. So we're out on that. Alright, here we go. We got it.
No way.
We got both chunks. We can hunt the chunk over here and across the road. It's like 80 acres.
That's sweet.
He said, I don't care at all, kill them all. Alright, Max and I just got this permission piece. We're taking a little walk up here. We're gonna try to step in the timber just to kind of check it out and look around and maybe try to find a tree that we can hunt, do a hanging hunt here in the next couple of days. But it looks really good.
What'd I tell you about Level B Road? It's what they like.
Alright, well, Max and I just kind of stepped in the timber here. I think that tree right there, that big oak, will be perfect for them to do hanging hunt in. But it looks really good in here. We got a thick area and it's real open right in here, so looks good. Alright, well, here we go. It is October 15th, and Max and I literally just got this permission ground like 30 minutes ago on our way to where we were originally going to hunt. We've never stepped foot on this ground. All we've done is just look at it from onX. Hopefully we can at least lay our eyes on a good deer, but Max and I are just really excited to have this new property to hunt. He's making a scream right there.
All right, October the 19th. Here we go. Afternoon, it's about 5 o'clock. It's a little bit later than that's ideal, but brand new farm today. Grant and I are on a roll getting permission. We got 2 new farms yesterday, so this is one of them. Grant's across the road, just about a mile from here, on the other one with Matt. So Josh and I are sitting observation tonight on this big alfalfa field that you can see over my shoulder. Brand new farm, no cameras, 0 expectations, so this should be a fun sit.
October 23rd, and Max and I are set up on one of our new permission farms. We were talking this morning, and this is probably one of our favorite sets that we've sat in this year. It's just like a big oak ridge to our south. It's an old cattle lot is what it is, and it's kind of overgrown here to our north, so we haven't really ran too many cameras on it yet or anything. We got a few out. We've got one mature deer. I don't know. I don't think I would shoot him, but definitely don't know what all is out here for sure. So the anticipation is kind of fun, but a cool, crisp morning feels really good. We got a bean field out here, and we got some real thick timber over here. So hoping we just catch these deer cruising in and out of this thick stuff, but can definitely see a long ways, and I'm excited to see what we see.
He's like definitely 2-year-old.
He's got 5 on his left side. Look how close and tiny those points are on his left side. Now it's a little bug up there. It's 2 little bugs and then like a doe falling maybe. Those bugs are not touching that doe. There's like 2 or 3 bugs right there. There's another deer up there. Is that grunting? Did you hear grunting or not?
There's another deer on the other side of the bean.
I just got a glimpse of him. Right. I don't know. Should I shoot that deer?
Dude, I think that's it.
Should I shoot that deer?
I think that's a big eight.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
What deer is that?
I think you smoked him. He looks like a tank.
He looks, I don't know what deer that is. What in the world just happened? You couldn't ask anything better. Right there. Man, I cannot believe that just happened. Max and I have been covered up in deer for like the past hour. It's crazy. We thought the movement was going to be pretty early, but they didn't even start moving till like 8:30 around here. We were filming this doe out here in front of us, and Max said that there was a buck either chasing a doe or just running across this bean field out in front of us. And like 2 minutes later, we could see that deer coming up the road right here. And I just had to make a split second decision. And his body looks good. I don't really know exactly what deer that is. Like I said before, Max and I have been running cameras out here for maybe 2 weeks, and we only have a couple cameras out, so that's definitely a deer that I don't know, but I'm excited to have him on the ground. So we're gonna pack things up, get down, and see what we got. That knock broke off. Is that him right there? There he is, right there.
How did we not see him crash?
How did we not see him? I don't know, weird. Right there. I think that's him. Yeah. toad of body.
That's the biggest spotted deer I've ever
All right, guys, well, we got them all cleaned up. This morning was just one of those mornings that it was just a classic fall morning. It was crisp, cool. You know, we're at that time of year where mornings are really starting to get good. Max and I actually made our second morning sit this morning, and we didn't really have any deer movement until about 8:30, and as soon as that 8:30 hit, I mean, they were just all over us. And we saw this guy out in a bean field chasing a doe, and he came up the road and gave me a perfect shot. It was one of those situations where, you know, you just got to make a quick split-second decision. Like I said in last week's show, Max and I have kind of struggled a little bit with gaining permission here in Iowa since we moved here. And so we kind of made our mission this year to just get some tracks that a little bit closer to home that we can hunt. We finally got a few pieces. I feel like a lot of people tend to kind of gravitate towards bigger chunks of property, and we've been focusing on smaller chunks that maybe people overlook and don't have permission on yet. So we're focusing on these properties that are really less than 100 acres. Like this one here is only about 80 acres, and we actually acquired it 2 weeks ago, and I made one sit on it a couple nights ago, north side of the creek. Just had pretty slow deer movement, nothing too hot. So this morning we decided to make a sit on the south side of the creek and had a much better hunt. This neighborhood just looks really good in here, and we knew that it was going to be good hunting in here. You know, to come in here and kill a buck on a brand new permission piece that you've never hunted before, you never really hunted the area before either, is just awesome. But man, I'm pumped. This stuff never gets old. We got some good weather coming in, so hopefully the team can get out and have some success. Thank you guys for watching.